Xenoblade X is back, baby. We are officially back in the Xeno hype cycle. And while brainstorming what my next video topic about this game was going to be, there was one big question that always stood out more than the rest since the trailer dropped. Of course, I'm talking about the one new scene that we got at the end of the trailer that teases an expansion to the story. Wouldn't you know it, it's time to make hundreds of theories based on a 5-second teaser. So let's make a quick video that could be proven wrong in a matter of days. But before we dive deep into it, I will have to touch on major spoilers. So if you're interested in more spoiler-free content, subscribe to the channel and come back to later discussions. Right now, it's time to discuss where the story might be going after such a long wait. Okay, let's back up a bit. We write the year 2015 and us 5 Xenoblade X fans are enjoying the game to its fullest until the game just ends with 2 major cliffhangers. The first one is of course the "there is something about this planet" scene, and if it wasn't enough, we got Lao stranded on a beach after we literally killed him and a mysterious figure walks up to him. Based on the official X art book and data mines, we figured the hooded person is codenamed as the Black Knight, and we got a few new close-ups that didn't really tell us anything. Monolith Soft literally left us hanging for 10 years now. I still can't believe that it's finally time to lift these mysteries. There were times where I doubted that we ever would get answers. But anyways, Xenoblade X Definitive Edition gets announced and the game looks completely faithful to the original, just with new textures, until the Lao scene shows up and it's reanimated. The Black Knight also has a completely revamped design and we even hear his voice for the first time.
Fancy seeing you here.
In my live reaction to the trailer, I noticed how familiar the voice sounded to me, but I couldn't really put my fingers on who he was voiced by. And since then, the biggest theory became that he is voiced by David Mencken, who played Marlos in Xenoblade 2. Now, I do think it is possible for it to be David Mencken doing a different voice direction, but it doesn't really sound like Marlos at all. And you can especially tell in the Japanese trailer that it's not Yuichi Nakamura who voiced Marlos in Xenoblade 2.
Fancy seeing you here. Don't blame me for this. It's our father who made us this way.
妙なところで会うもんだな。
開演に間に合ったな、小僧。ここは特等席だ。
And they take voice acting very seriously in Japan. Voice actors usually always voice their characters for the rest of their careers. For example, Rex kept his voice actor from Xenoblade 2 into Future Redeemed, while they changed the actor in the English dub. It could be an Alvis/Ace situation, and this specific Logos is a different persona, but we are crossing theories now. Of course, this theory is underlined with a much bigger theory that even existed before the reveal of Xenoblade X Definitive Edition. The theory was that Logos/Marlos is somehow connected to Xenoblade X because the original name of the Blade organization is actually Beyond the Logos Artificial Destiny Emancipator in the Japanese game. And the Black Knight even supports a purple crystal in the data mined model. Plus, I also believe that they are definitely trying to tie Xenoblade X to the rest of the series. So I won't deny the possibility of any of these theories. I personally think we are reaching a bit because most of the speculation is trying to find ways to make this theory fit. Other theories suggest that it might be Elmar's friend who died before they reached New LA, and this is a character that we never met before, which is also very plausible. But I am here to go even further. So now I'm listening to the audio again and again and finally something clicks. Wait a minute, this sounds exactly like Matt Mercer. He literally voices Lao himself in Xenoblade X.
Fancy seeing you here.
I'm Lao Huang. I head up Pathfinder Team Belisarda. Good to meet you.
Fancy seeing you here.
Give me a break, Elma. The rest of my crew can handle the paperwork. We're talking about a piece of the life hold here. A never even seen one.
So I checked the Japanese version as well, and he sounds super similar in tone. Sadly, his original voice actor, Keiji Fujiwara, died in 2020, so it most definitely is a new voice actor that is trying to sound very similar to Lao.
妙なところで会うもんだな。
そういう細かいことなら俺より優秀なメンバーに任せるさ。
But you can definitely tell that he tries to imitate Lao's voice closely. Okay, maybe it is Lao and it's just a different line from a different scene and completely out of context. They have done this in other trailers before, right? I don't think they would do that in this specific instance. It is clearly trying to tease the Black Knight character to us, and they cut the scene before he can reveal who he is. And remember how I said they redesigned the character model to look very different from before? We can basically scrap the Black Knight designs from before, because this hooded figure sports the same pants and shoes as Lao and wears a hoodie instead of a cape now. Just to be clear, the outfit is not Lao's specifically, because it is just a standard Pathfinder uniform, but it suggests that the Black Knight is not this console looking like mysterious figure, but just a normal person. So, could this really just be Lao talking to Lao? Am I insane? Maybe, but hear me out. Even though this sounds like it can't be right, you have to remember what happened in the story before this and how life works in this world at all. Let's break it down. I touched on the state of the world in my Origins Connections video that I highly recommend if you want to know how I think this game fits into the timeline, by the way. But Mira is super similar to Ionios. First, we have the fact that the life core itself is literally Origin 0.1 and its purpose is to save humanity as data and recreate them at a later point. Then there's also the fact that no one can escape the planet they are on, not the Ganglion, not even a time traveler. The concept art of Mira shows us that it looks like a planet that has multiple regions merged together. Also, all the different species on Mira can suddenly communicate with each other without any device. And let's not forget the most important point that Elma left us with at the end of the game. The database that humanity was saved on and that was responsible for sending data to the Mimiosomes for humans to even function was destroyed ever since they entered the planet. They all should not be able to live in the first place. There is indeed something up with this planet. And it sounds super familiar to what Origin did in Xenoblade 3. It's like a parallel world, a simulation of sorts where they are trapped in. And even if Origin is not directly responsible for this game, it could be that the life core itself had the same outcome. And similar to Origin, life and death must play a completely different role in this world. Remember, Lao fell into a human DNA goop, transformed into a horrifying mutant, we killed him, and at the end of the game, he just spawned back on a beach. Even my original theory in the Origin video was that the Black Knight was supposed to be a console of this realm. All I will say is, we saw two Noahs in Xenoblade 3.
I know him, but from where?
This is not far-fetched. But of course, I had people tell me that he doesn't sound like Matt Mercer to them at all. And now I'm questioning myself. These are just a few early theories that I wanted to throw in the ring. Who do you think voices the hooded character? Does he sound familiar to you? Do you think it's a returning voice actor for the series or just a brand new character? Possibly Elma's friend. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. And stay tuned for more Xenoblade X content to come. I will not shut up about this game for years to come.